journey. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Walking the Path. I'm so grateful to be here with you. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be on this planet. I'm so grateful to be alive. Really, I mean, when we think about it, all the stuff, and there's stuff, man, that gets caught, as my mom used to say, it gets caught in my craw. Whatever a craw is, gets caught in my craw. Sometimes little stuff bothers us, right? And then it's all right, right? When that little stuff bothers us, but it gets to me. It gets to me sometimes. And then I remember, wow, if this was the last day of my life, right? If life was taken away, all that other stuff wouldn't matter, right? It just really gets you centered into that notion of gratitude to be alive. You know, so we're here at Rhythmia right now. And you know, at Rhythmia, every week transformation is happening. Every week in and week out, transformation. It's amazing. I was talking to a guest today who realized something very, very hard. Hey, Dorota. Hey, Petra. Hey, Greg. What's up? This guest realized something very difficult in ceremony, that she was abused. And you know, it's just so amazing to see this transformation, that there's something that's been underneath all this time. And she was really going through it. You know, it was a really heavy realization. And we got to talk about gratitude. You know, after we did our talk, and we prayed. And I start the prayer, we start our affirmative prayer treatment in gratitude. You know, and it was like, even with this that happened to her, we found gratitude in being alive, right? Like even this. Hey, Greg and Shelly coming back in January, February, woohoo! I'll be here. So we just start with gratitude just to be alive, just to be awake, aware, and alive, just that we have life. And then we can get really granular about it. Like, I got 10 fingers and opposing thumbs. I can pick stuff up and drink tea. Oh my God, amazing that we have this capability, and I can walk. I have legs, I can walk around, I can see, I can hear. Oh, let me tell you about being grateful. I did ceremony on Tuesday night, and I went blind. I went blind in ceremony. Like, I couldn't see. And I asked why. Why she took my sight from me. And she said, because you're too in your head. You're too used to seeing things with your eyes, and you need to see with your heart. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So here's the thing about all of that, right? We're grateful. Even in the midst of everything that's going on, the ups and downs of our lives, we're grateful. We're grateful. We're grateful. We're grateful. For just to anchor into these little things, right? And then, ceremony was, I just got to tell you guys about this. Ceremony was great. Then we're going to talk about unbecoming, because that's where this topic came from. It came out of my ceremony on Tuesday. So I lost my pants. I did. I had these drawstring, scrub pants, right? And one of the drawstrings went in, and then I couldn't tie them. So I was walking around, with my pants. At one point I couldn't see. So I was, somebody helped me outside, and then I was just on the grass and I couldn't see. And I'm, my pants are down. I'm trying to find my way around. It was quite an intense ceremony. And I saw a couple of things in that ceremony that was so profound that I want to share with you. The first is this notion of unbecoming. Unbecoming. That's very unbecoming of you. How unbecoming. I love the colloquial phrase, unbecoming. Oh, there's a man with 5 buttocks. Not only do I find that rather hard to handle, but that's rather unbecoming. Ooh, did I tell you about the man with the 12-inch willy? Ooh, I find that rather hard to swallow and rather unbecoming. Okay. And Oh, Dorota, you're healing through COVID. Ooh, God bless you, sister. I know that your body is the body of perfect physical perfection. And I want to stop right there because I just saw Dorota's comment was that she's recovering from COVID, and that it's no joke. Hey, Candace, woohoo! I love you too. I rough you. So COVID and health, and speaking of physical perfection, when we go through these health crises in our lives, and every one of us will go through a life-threatening illness, some sort of illness in our lives, most of us, and we speak of physical perfection. So for Dorota, we're speaking of physical perfection. We're not denying that there's pain and there's suffering. Rather, we're affirming the truth that there's some part of your physical body that at the center of every cell, at the center of every atom of your body, there's a nucleus. That nucleus is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. So at the center of every cell, at the center of your being, at the center of every atom of your body is a perfection. And the healing of your body is the revealing of that perfection. So we're not denying that anybody is ill or sick. We're simply turning away from that and turning towards the truth. And this is healing, because we can't through prayer or affirmation or even medicine heal anything if there wasn't already something perfect there to reveal that healing. So we speak this word for Dorota right now, and for anyone suffering from illness, that there is something at the essence of the center of their being that is physical, that is perfect. And that is the perfection of God at the center of your being. And so I'm knowing that God is the light unto its holy temple, which Dorota's body is. Physical health and perfection, radiant with the radiant health of God. This is what I'm knowing for you, sister. Okay, so unbecoming. I want to talk to you about unbecoming. One of the things that I wanted in ceremony, I set an intention because I was going through this crisis of not knowing, not being sure about my purpose, right? I had worked years ago on a personal mission and vision statement, and somehow it didn't seem to resonate with me anymore. And I thought, oh my God, I don't even know my own purpose anymore. I don't even know what makes me happy. What happened? So I went to ceremony, kind of expecting that Mother Ayahuasca would give me a purpose statement, right? Like I leave ceremony going, my purpose is to, and my purpose is first to my own spiritual growth and development. This little light of mine, hey, good to see you. I made it. I'm glad you made it. Welcome. So my purpose is first and foremost to my own spiritual growth and development. And secondly, to walk the path of spiritual growth and development with others. That's where the title of this talk came from, Walking the Path. And thirdly, to be in service to a grand idea of a world that works for the best and highest individual and collective good. That's my threefold purpose. That's what it was before. And then I thought, no, maybe that's not right. And I went into ceremony expecting Mama to give me a new purpose statement. And she kind of laughed and said, you know your purpose. And I got this sense that I had to have faith. We have to have absolute faith that it's possible that we know our purpose. We have to have absolute faith that it's possible for whatever we want to occur. We have to have absolute faith that it's possible that Dorita's body is the body of physical perfection. We have to have absolute faith that we can have everything we want in life, that nothing's being withheld. It is that faith that is the key to becoming. But before we can become, we have to unbecome all the limiting beliefs, all the limiting stories that keep us mired in the muck. Harriet Tubman, as you know, Harriet Tubman was the conductor of the Underground Railroad, right, during the slave times. She was a runaway slave, freed herself, and then went back into slavery, went back into the slave country to free other people. And she said that she could have freed so many more people, but they didn't think it was possible. One. And two, they were afraid. She could have freed so many more people, but they didn't think it was possible that they could be free. They couldn't even hold the possibility of freedom. And then it was scary to walk into the unknown. Absolutely. Possibly lose their lives. So isn't that us? We're in this slavery of limited thinking, doubt, worry, fear, confusion, uncertainty, not enoughness. And we can't even see the possibility of certainty, of clarity, of being enough, of wholeness. We can't even see the possibility of it. And if we can't even see the possibility of it, there's no way it's going to happen. We cannot have in the material world that which we are not willing to become in consciousness. But before we can have the consciousness of health, before we can have the consciousness of prosperity, before we can have the consciousness of abundance, we have to release all the limiting beliefs. So as I was in ceremony, I just started saying, I know my purpose. I know my purpose. I know it. I know that I know that I know. Just that affirmation, like I released uncertainty. I lost my pants in ceremony, but I also lost my doubt, and I lost my fear, and I lost my uncertainty, and I lost my sight, my physical sight, but I began to see with my heart that all we have to do is have faith, and see the possibility. And then all we have to do is have the the faith of a mustard seed, just the littlest bit of that faith, that in the midst of illness, in the midst of lack, in the midst of limitation, in the midst of conflict, in the midst of uncertainty, that we know that uncertainty is always a precursor to certainty, that chaos is always a precursor to order. I can't see it now, but I know it's there. That's the faith we have to have. And so as I sat there and just said to myself, I know this, I know my mission, I know my purpose, I know my vision. It's within me already. I already know it. I already know it. I already know it. Then a couple of hours into the ceremony, ideas started to fly. New visions, new ideas, I began to see the module of faith as a key component, a sacred truth that's necessary for our unfoldment. And I began to see grace, that as we go through these dark times, we're always full of grace, amazing grace. I once was blind, but now I see. How amazing this grace. Let me tell you about that story. Do you know the story of Amazing Grace? How that song was written? It was written by a slave driver, one of the worst captains. I have to look up the guy's name, but the story is that this guy was a captain of a ship that took slaves, that took men and women that were enslaved. They weren't slaves, they were men and women who had full lives before they were captured. He took men and women and enslaved them and was the boat captain for the Middle Passage. And he was one of the most notoriously brutal slave drivers, slave captains of all time. And he was leading 5 ships from Africa to the United States. And there was a huge storm and all of the ships went down. And he was the only survivor. He was the only survivor. And he wrote Amazing Grace. He wrote that song after surviving the shipwreck. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. There's no off the path. Even the worst iteration of ourselves is leading us to the best version of ourselves. Everything is working together for our good. We simply have to have that faith. And faith is the key to unbecoming. Unbecoming all of the limited thinking that we have about ourselves and the limited thinking that we take on from the race consciousness. I begin to see that I actually feel guilty about my life. Like, why do I get to live this life? Why do I get to live like this? Why do I get to have even the possibility of time for meditation or prayer and contemplation when so many other people are so busy. Greg, I just saw your text, Shelley. I didn't know that you were ill. So yes. We have absolute faith for Shelley that her body is the body of right ideas, that her body is the body of perfect assimilation, perfect circulation, and perfect elimination of anything that no longer serves. Her body is a magnificent organism that is self-healing, self-rejuvenating, self-correcting, self-organizing. And it is this perfection that we see for Shelley, knowing this truth, that even though we're not denying the sickness, we're just knowing with that little bit of faith that there's a possibility of absolute physical perfection. We turn towards that. Like the flower turns towards the sun, we turn towards the possibility. And all we need to do is have the littlest bit of faith. And then with that faith, we then have to release, there's that limiting belief that this is the way it is. There's this limiting belief that sickness is more powerful than prayer, right? I got to see the limiting belief about my life, that there's a race consciousness that you got to work hard, like life's a bitch and then you die. Work hard and squirrel away money, and then eventually you get to retire, right? Like that's it. And my own guilt and shame about my life comes from me being entangled in the race consciousness of what, quote, reality is. Oh, that's welcome to reality. Well, who wouldn't want to sit on top of the mountain, John? Who do you think you are? You get to meditate and pray and go to the beach, and you're not living in reality. Reality is a 9-to-5 job that you don't like, and that you just work to pay the bills, and that you just have all these responsibilities. That's reality, John, right? That's what I was telling myself. Come on. But the truth is, nothing is being withheld. And the only thing that's limiting us is the beliefs and ideas and stories that we tell ourselves, that we pick up from the race consciousness, the collective consciousness or unconsciousness. And we don't even realize how deeply it's like a wart, a wart, and the wart has these tentacles that go deep, these roots, right? And you got to just extract these limiting beliefs, right? That's unbecoming. Disentangling ourselves from the stories of lack and limitation and not enoughness, that it can't be done, that I can't do it, I don't deserve it, I'm not worthy of it, I'm not enough, right? Who am I to want that? All these other people are working hard, all these other people have hard lives. Well, the purpose of our own individual unbecoming is so that we can shine. We should celebrate our own light and celebrate others in theirs. For when one shines, it means we all can shine. When one shines, it means we all can shine. Thank you, Shelley. Wow. Thank you for that beautiful comment. So our good doesn't take anything away from anyone else. In fact, that's the nature of good. That's the nature of good. The nature of the universe is good, and the nature of the universe is abundant. For we can look everywhere and see that life is never against itself. It's always promoting more of itself. It's always expressing more life. And we can see anywhere and everywhere that there's abundance of everything. Everything. There's an abundance of sand. There's an abundance of air. There's an abundance of water. Might not be in certain places, but there's an abundance of water on this planet. The idea is that nature itself represents the truth of abundance, and we can learn from nature. Nature is our teacher. So if that's the truth, if the nature of the universe is good, it's always progressive, it's always for itself, and the nature of the universe is abundant, and I'm part of the universe and you're part of the universe, then we are abundant. We are prosperous. We are whole and complete. And so there's no way that our good can affect another person's good. That's a zero-sum game. That is a limiting belief that I have to take from you in order for me to get my good. For me to get mine, I got to take from you. That's a limiting belief. That's a race consciousness story that we need to unbecome. We don't need that. Now we turn towards the truth. There's enough of everything. My good doesn't take away from your good. My good is an expression of the God through me, and it's meant to be an example for others. So as we rise, the rising tide lifts all boats, right? So we shouldn't feel guilty about our success. We shouldn't feel guilty about our good. We shouldn't feel guilty about how great our lives are. We shouldn't dim our light. We shouldn't hide our light under a bushel. No. I'm just learning this. I mean, I've heard it. Unbecome to become. That's right, Shelley. How do we become more of what we already are? Because the truth is we already are abundant. We already are prosperous. We already are healthy. We already are brilliant. And the only thing that's limiting the fullest expression of all of those qualities through us is our own limiting thoughts and beliefs, most of which we've taken on from the world around us. So unbecoming is a process of awareness, bringing our awareness to what we're thinking and feeling in a deep and profound way so that we can untangle those stories that tie around us like choking vines, you know? So I think that's the talk. Let me see. I made some notes. Maybe I should check them. Maybe I should check them and see. Let's see here. So yeah, I just notice that I compare myself to others and my life and my work. And the race consciousness is that of work and drudgery. Oh, sure, I would love to do that. Sure, everyone would love to go to the jungle of Costa Rica, but that's just not reality. Well, I don't have to live in that reality. I lost my sight so I could see with my heart and listen with my heart. And maybe your heart is calling for more time and creative space. Maybe your heart is calling. Listen to the calling of your heart. This is your life that you get to create. How we wake up from the dream is how we unbecome. How do we wake up from this dream is unbecome the race consciousness. Unbecoming is unentangling myself from the heavy consciousness of life's a bitch and then you die. Or to make myself comfortable, with consumerism. How many times do I, I'm not happy with life and buy stuff to make myself more comfortable when I'm just uncomfortable with life because I'm unhappy. So I think that's our talk for today. I'm so, so grateful. Greg, thank you. Anna, thank you. Thank you, Shelley, Dorota. So grateful for you all. This little light and Candace, really Greg, Azita, hello, nice to see you. Christopher Law Castro, I'll see you soon, brother. Can't wait. Okay, Petra, thank you again, everyone. Peace and riches, blessings. Let's just say this quick prayer before we go. We just step into gratitude for this life, for everything that we've been given. We've been blessed with so much. So we're just so grateful for all the blessings of our lives, that our hearts are beating, that our lungs are breathing, that we have the ability to take a moment in the middle of the day and watch a Facebook Live. And in this gratitude, I recognize the one source, the one presence that is the love, beauty, intelligence that governs the universe. That which is true, that which is real, that which is enduring, that which is unchanging is the nature of God. And it is my life and it's your life. For there's no life outside of life. Life is living us. God is living us. And so I am one with it and you are one with it. There's no separation. So right where you are, all the love, all the beauty, all the joy, all the harmony, all the health, all the prosperity, all the oneness, all of it. It's right where you are, just waiting for our acceptance. And our faith and acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. Woo! So that's what we're talking about right now. Faith. The faith of a mustard seed, that life is good, that everything is working together for our good, that abundance and prosperity are already ours, that health and wholeness are already ours, that perfection and joy are already ours, that love, unlimited joy and intimacy are already ours. Everything that we want and desire, the true and good desires of our heart are already ours. Our acceptance makes it real. We must accept the gift that's being freely given. Prove me now, said the Lord of hosts, that I shall not open up the heavens and pour down a blessing too big to be contained. Yes. And so we receive. We receive now all the good. We anchor that good with gratitude for all the blessings we've already had. And it is the vibrational frequency of that gratitude that each one of us feel right now that is a great magnetic field, an electromagnetic field that's changing our personal reality right now. As we open up to receive and accept all the good that's coming to us, we say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, beauty. Thank you, intelligence. Thank you, wisdom. Thank you, joy. Thank you, harmony. Thank you, order. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we just release this word into the lawful universe. We release it with love. We release it with joy. And we feel it. We feel this joy. We feel that it's already ours. We feel that we have health. We feel that we have abundance and prosperity. We feel that we have joy. We feel that we're happy. We feel it. And then we be it. And now so be it. And so it is. Amen. God bless you. God bless you. God keep you. I will talk to you later. Everyone, ciao.